All right, so now I would like to take the time to introduce Representative Scott McEachin. He's newly elected. He's also an attorney and very active in the conservative realm, helping out different organizations like Project 912. Please welcome Representative Scott McEachin.
Okay. that may be a hard act to follow. I don't know if I can be that fiery, but hopefully I can be somewhat informative and at least not boring. So this morning, as with many mornings, I went looking for the verse of the day. And I found there on the Bible Gateway website, Joshua 1:9, and it says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." And that really is going to be, thanks be to God. One of the things that I wasn't going to do here today is be anecdotal about what it's like to be elected to the legislature and start to learn how to live inside the building and work inside the building and survive inside the building. But one thing that I do find interesting is that you find a lot of conversations about God inside that building, and you might not think that was true, but you do. And the other day, I just sort of struck up a conversation with one of the legislative assistants, and we came down to this verse. And usually I'm an NIV guy, but sometimes I know Pam Pollard would echo this. You just need some King James. "For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." And it's that sound mind theme that I want to talk to you about a little, because one of the points I want to make, the most important there are two important points I want to make up here, but one of the most important points is that for whatever, for reasons we all well know, we've spent more than the last 8 years, because I don't know about you, but the Tea Party for us began with TARP. It began with George W. Bush. It began standing in a hotel room in Wheat Ridge, Colorado, with Debbie, staring at the screen, going, "Are these guys kidding? Really?" It was the incident with a lawyer from a very prestigious New York firm being told by the bankruptcy courts and by the administration that they didn't care what the law was, that the investors in Chrysler were going to lose, and the voters of America were going to lose, but the winner was going to be the too big to fail. And so, having been in opposition so long, our challenge now is, how do we act now that we are in power? Do we use our God-given courage? Do we use our God-given sound minds, our God-given wisdom, to move forward? And I would urge everybody, because I've stood with many of you whom I recognize out here today, protesting things, but now we need to stand together to move forward. So this is a rally in large part in support of our new president, and I do fully support the efforts of our new president. And it has been a pleasure to be able to listen to an inaugural address and to actually sit through a State of the Union address without having to shut it off in disgust and only having to tolerate whatever sound bites Mark Levin could tolerate. There were four paragraphs in Donald Trump's inaugural that I just want to read them, and I want us to think about them in the context of what I just said. The Bible tells us how good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity. We must speak our minds openly, debate our disagreements honestly, but always pursue solidarity. When America is united, America is totally unstoppable. I think that makes America great again. And we can overuse the word unity. And I understand the word compromise, but the founders and the framers did not use the word compromise. They used the word consent. And that's what we strive for, is a way forward to which we have all already consented through our Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States. That, in addition to Scripture, is our bedrock. There should be no fear. We are protected, and we will always be protected. We will be protected by the great men and women of our military and law enforcement, and most importantly, we will be protected by God. But while we have certainly acknowledged the absolute sovereignty of the Almighty here today, let's also have a little applause for the brave men and women of our services and our law enforcement agencies at all levels of government. The other thing that I wanted to do is also recognize those people who are teachers. And I don't want to exclude, go ahead, do that, please. I don't want to exclude the other people who are involved in education, but I do want to emphasize the importance of parents and teachers and school board members. And if you are any of those people here today, we thank you. Finally, we must think big and dream even bigger. In America, we understand that a nation is only living as long as it is striving. We will no longer accept politicians who are all talk and no action. Constantly complaining, but never doing anything about it. The time for empty talk is over. Now arrives the hour of action. And you are here being active, and we must move forward with the policies. We have an unprecedented opportunity to take back things from Washington, D.C., and I just get very excited, especially when I think about Oklahoma's Scott Pruitt running the EPA and not having the EPA beating up on us and our farmers and our citizens. And then finally, because I have one of those little plaques with Reagan's "It can be done," and Trump says that. Do not allow anyone to tell you that it cannot be done. No challenge can match the heart and fight and spirit of America. We will not fail. Our country will thrive and prosper again. I thank you great honor of speaking here today, for the great honor of representing the good people of House District 67 and being part of making America great again. Thank you.